What if I told you that some of the pistols gathering dust in old closets and forgotten gun safes are quietly outpacing gold in value? This isn't about hype or fleeting trends. We're talking about solid steel, legendary firearms that began life as workhorses and quietly transformed into priceless treasures. Some were military sidearms that marched through the world's deadliest conflicts. Others were high-end revolvers trusted by lawmen, competitive shooters, and anyone who demanded perfection. A few are simply icons, guns that collectors would fight tooth and nail to own. And here's the kicker. The prices on these classics are climbing so fast that spotting one at a pawn shop or gun show could mean holding a literal stack of cash disguised as an old handgun. We enter the realm of pure American craftsmanship with the Colt Python. First rolled out in 1955, the Python was far more than another revolver. It was a statement. Every part was hand-fitted by Colt's gunsmiths, the action polished to a mirror-like glass finish, and the legendary royal blue coating shimmered like midnight under certain lights. Chambered in .357 Magnum, it quickly earned the nickname the Rolls-Royce of revolvers, and for good reason. Detectives, police officers, and serious shooters sought it for its flawless accuracy and dependable performance. Hollywood cemented its status as a legend, featuring the Python in countless films and television shows, turning it into a cultural icon. By the 1970s and 80s, demand had skyrocketed, pushing prices beyond the reach of most enthusiasts. Early models with deep blue finishes or rare barrel lengths now command $5,000 to $8,000 or more at auctions. Even the modern Colt reissues have only served to remind collectors why the originals are so coveted. Owning a Colt Python is not just about having a revolver, it's about holding a masterpiece of American ingenuity. Every pull of the trigger, every smooth spin of the cylinder whispers decades of precision, dedication, and craftsmanship. It represents an era when revolvers were both tools of law enforcement and symbols of status. If a pristine Python sits tucked away in your safe, you're not just holding a shooter, you're holding an investment-grade piece of history, a mechanical work of art whose value continues to climb with each passing year. Next on our list, we cross continents to a hidden gem from Spain, the Astra 400, a pistol whose rugged reliability carried it through wars and chaos in the early 20th century. The Astra 400, a pistol that looks unconventional at first glance but carries a battlefield pedigree few can match. Born in 1921 and chambered in 9mm, Largo, the Astra 400 saw action in the Spanish Civil War, World War II, and countless conflicts across Europe. Its straight blowback design made it exceptionally tough, a tank of a pistol built to survive the harshest conditions. Spanish officers relied on it, German troops wielded captured versions, and even American soldiers brought them home as souvenirs. What makes the Astra 400 remarkable isn't glamour, it's sheer utilitarian efficiency. This was a gun that could fire nearly anything close to 9mm, Largo, Luger, and more. It didn't ask questions, it just went bang. That rugged reputation is exactly why collectors now clamor for it. Early models with authentic Spanish military markings are increasingly rare, and prices are climbing fast. A firearm that once sold for a few $100s can now command over $1,000, with rare wartime contracts fetching even higher sums. Holding an Astra 400 is like gripping a piece of 20th century history in its rawest form. There's no polish, no luxury, just reliability, strength, and a story carved from the chaos of global conflict. For collectors, it's a tangible connection to a time when survival depended on toughness, and every sidearm told a story of endurance. If you happen to stumble across one in good condition, you're not just holding a Spanish sidearm, you're holding a survivor, a mechanical witness to decades of upheaval and warfare. From Spain, we pivot to a design that's instantly recognizable worldwide, the Luger P08, a pistol whose elegance and innovation changed modern firearms forever. The Smith Wesson Model 29, a revolver that didn't just make a statement, it roared. Launched in 1955, this revolver instantly claimed the title of the most powerful production handgun in the world. Chambered in .44 Magnum and built on the massive end frame, it could stop a bear in its tracks or punch through a car door with terrifying authority. For many shooters, the recoil was brutal, but that only added to its mystique and legend. Hollywood cemented its fame. Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry films in the 1970s turned the Model 29 into a cultural phenomenon. That one line, the most powerful handgun in the world, sent buyers rushing to gun shops, exploding demand and drying up supply almost overnight. Today, collectors clamor for early 4-inch and 6.5-inch barrel versions, especially those with pinned barrels and recessed cylinders. Revolvers that once sold for a few $100s now command thousands, with mint-condition Dirty Harry era examples reaching well over $4,000. Rare configurations push even higher. Beyond pop culture, the Model 29 is a masterpiece of craftsmanship. Its deep blue finish, smooth trigger, and raw stopping power make it one of the most iconic wheel guns of the 20th century. Owning one isn't just about firepower. It's about holding a piece of American firearms history that continues to command respect and admiration. Each spin of the cylinder whispers decades of precision, strength, and legend, making the Model 29 a must-have for collectors who crave both performance and historical significance. The Walther PPK, a compact pistol that proves size isn't everything. Introduced in 1931, this German masterpiece was chambered in 380 ACP, or 32 ACP, and designed for concealed carry, long before the term became mainstream. During World War II, German officers frequently carried the PPK as their personal sidearm, a discreet but deadly companion. After the war, many of these pistols made their way back to the United States as war trophies, each one carrying a story of conflict and survival. Yet, the PPK's fame extends far beyond the battlefield. Pop culture immortalized it, with James Bond wielding the pistol in early films, cementing its status as one of the most recognizable handguns in the world. That combination of German engineering and Hollywood allure gave the PPK a legendary reputation, blending elegance, precision, and danger in a way few pistols ever achieved. Collectors now seek wartime production models with original proof marks, post-war licensed models from France or the United States, and pristine examples with all original finish and papers. Prices for clean examples range from roughly $1,200 to nearly $3,000, with rare presentation pieces climbing even higher. The PPK isn't about raw power, it's about sophistication and reliability. Its slim profile, double-action safety system, and flawless balance were ahead of their time. Even today, modern carry pistols may surpass it in firepower, but none can match the cultural and historical footprint of the Walther PPK. If you stumble across one with all the original documentation intact, you're not just holding a pistol, you're holding a collectible that fuses battlefield grit with silver screen glamour. We enter the world of Swiss craftsmanship with the Sig P210, a pistol that redefined what a service sidearm could be. Introduced in 1949 as the standard issue for the Swiss military, the P210 quickly earned a reputation for unparalleled accuracy. Every component was meticulously machined, tolerances were razor tight, and the solid steel frame gave it a feel more akin to a competition-grade pistol than a standard duty weapon. Unlike the mass-produced pistols churned out during wartime, the P210 was crafted with the care of a fine Swiss watch, where precision wasn't optional, it was demanded. Shooters rave about its single-action trigger, crisp, predictable, and capable of turning even average marksmen into sharpshooters. Military and police forces across Switzerland, Denmark, and Germany relied on it for decades, a testament to its durability and performance under pressure. For collectors, the Sig P210 is far from common. Original Swiss military models, complete with markings, are especially coveted. Even surplus police variants in good condition command premium prices. Auction houses have seen pristine examples fetch $5,000 to $6,000, with rare contract variants climbing even higher. On the range, the P210 remains a joy to shoot. Its balance, natural point of aim, and legendary accuracy make it a firearm that transcends generations. Owning one is not merely purchasing a collectible, it's acquiring a piece of engineering, perfection, a snapshot of a philosophy where precision, craftsmanship, and reliability were paramount. This is more than a pistol, it's the embodiment of Swiss dedication to perfection, a standard against which all service pistols are still measured. The Colt Single Action Army, a revolver that isn't just a firearm, it's a symbol of an entire era. First introduced in 1873, this six-shooter became the sidearm of cowboys, lawmen, soldiers, and outlaws alike. Chambered in .45 Colt, it earned the nickname Peacemaker, settling more disputes on the frontier than any courthouse could. Legends like Wyatt Earp, Wild Bill Hickok, and Bat Masterson carried them, and their names only added to the revolver's mystique. The Colt Single Action Army was beloved for its balance, smooth single-action trigger, and sheer reliability. Soldiers wielded it during the Indian Wars and later in the Spanish-American War, while civilians strapped it on for daily survival in a world where firepower meant life or death. Collectors now hunt for first-generation Colts from the late 1800s. Factory letters, special finishes, or documented ownership can send prices skyrocketing. At major auctions, historically significant examples have fetched over $500,000. Even ordinary first-generation revolvers in good condition now go for $15,000 to $20,000. This isn't just an investment, it's an American icon. Owning a Colt Single Action Army is like holding frontier history in your hands, a tangible connection to the rugged spirit that built a nation. Every scratch, every patina tells a story of duels, law enforcement, and survival in a world shaped by grit and determination. This revolver doesn't just represent firepower, it embodies an era, a culture, and the raw essence of the American West. The Browning High Power. Introduced in 1935, this pistol didn't just enter the market, it redefined what a service pistol could be. At a time when most handguns carried 7 or 8 rounds, this sleek 9mm offered a 13-round magazine, setting a standard that decades of pistols would follow. Designed by John Browning and perfected by Dieudonné Saivet at FN, the high power became ubiquitous. Over 50 countries carried it into battle, from British and Canadian troops in World War II to Israeli commandos and European police forces into the 1980s. Even German forces wielded captured models, a testament to its reliability and sheer effectiveness. Today, early Belgian-made pistols, especially tangent sight versions or English-Canadian contract pieces, command prices well over $2,000, with rare variants climbing higher every year. What makes the high power extraordinary isn't just history, it's how it feels in your hand. The balance, the grip angle, the natural point of aim, all of it adds up to a pistol that still outshines many modern designs. This isn't just a collectible, it's the DNA behind nearly every double-stacked 9mm that followed. Hold one untouched by time, and you're gripping a slice of history whose value only rises with every passing year. The Luger P08. Adopted by the German military in 1908, this firearm introduced the world to the 9mm Parabellum cartridge, a round that remains the global standard to this day. But it wasn't just the ammo that set the Luger apart. Its toggle lock action, a mechanical system that seemed almost futuristic for its time, made it a marvel of engineering compared to the simple slide designs of the era. German officers carried the P8 through both world wars, and its unique silhouette became a symbol of military authority and precision. American soldiers brought them home as prize war trophies, turning battlefield relics into coveted collector pieces. The ergonomics were decades ahead of their time, with a grip angle that feels natural even by modern standards and points intuitively for rapid accuracy. Collectors hunt for early DWM-marked models, rare Navy or artillery variants, and long barrel versions, each commanding attention for its historical significance. Prices can swing dramatically. A standard Luger might fetch around $2,000, but rare wartime examples can climb into 5 figures. Its allure isn't purely mechanical, it's cultural. Films, literature, and video games have immortalized the P8, embedding it in the public imagination as both a technological curiosity and a symbol of a bygone era. Owning a Luger with matching numbers and verified provenance isn't merely acquiring a pistol, it's securing a tangible piece of 20th century history, a story of innovation, conflict, and legacy that continues to captivate collectors worldwide. The legendary Colt 1911A1, a pistol that became more than a firearm, it became a symbol of American grit and determination. When United States troops marched into World War II, this .45 ACP sidearm was strapped to their hips. The A1 version refined the original 1911 design with a shorter trigger, an arched mainspring housing, and simplified components to speed up wartime production. But it wasn't just Colt turning them out. Remington, Rand, Ithaca, and even Union Switch and Signal cranked them off assembly lines by the hundreds of thousands. From the jungles of the Pacific to the hedgerows of France, the 1911A1 proved its worth. Soldiers relied on it in desperate close combat situations, often crediting the pistol with saving their lives. That emotional historical weight is part of what makes these pistols priceless today. Collectors hunt for original military markings, Remington Rand models in clean condition, or Colts with wartime acceptance stamps, all of which can fetch several $1,000s. Pistols with verified provenance command an even higher premium. Prices for pristine, all-matching examples now climb into the $10,000 to $12,000 range. The 1911A1 isn't just steel and wood. It's a tangible piece of America's victory and resilience. Holding one feels like holding a fragment of history forged in the crucible of war. Every scratch, every stamp tells a story of courage, sacrifice, and ingenuity. No modern polymer pistol, no matter how technologically advanced, can replicate the emotional gravity and historical resonance of the Colt 1911A1. It remains a crown jewel for collectors and a symbol of American strength in the face of global conflict. The Mauser C96, instantly recognizable for its unique broom handle grip and long, sleek barrel. Introduced in 1896, it wasn't just a pistol, it was a technological marvel and a cultural icon rolled into one. Chambered in 7.63 millimeters, Mauser, it was powerful for its era, capable of reaching distances where most handguns fell short. Its fixed 10-round magazine and optional wooden holster stock, which converted it into a carbine-like weapon, made it versatile on battlefields and revolutionary fronts alike. The Mauser C96 traveled the globe. It saw action in both world wars, served Chinese warlords during the early 20th century, and even accompanied revolutionaries across Spain and Africa. Winston Churchill carried one as a young war correspondent, adding yet another layer to its storied history. The C96 wasn't just a tool of war, it became a symbol of innovation, daring, and audacity. Its design inspired countless derivatives, and its fame has endured well into modern times. George Lucas even adapted its form to create Han Solo's blaster in Star Wars, cementing its place in pop culture history. Collectors covet the C96 not only for its mechanical uniqueness, but also for its global significance. Depending on condition and markings, prices today range from $2,500 to over $8,000, with rare Red 9.9mm variants commanding premium attention. Holding an original C96 is holding a piece of living history, a connection between the turn of the 20th century, decades of conflict, and the imagination of millions worldwide. It's more than steel. It's legend, innovation, and storytelling, all in one unforgettable firearm. The takeaway from our countdown is clear. Whether it's a Browning high power tucked in a closet, a Colt Python hidden in a safe, or a Mauser C96 passed down through generations, these pistols are more than firearms. They are time machines carrying history, culture, and craftsmanship in their steel frames. The thrill isn't just in owning them, it's in discovering them, understanding their stories, and connecting with the eras they represent. Every mark, every patina, every stamp tells a tale of conflict, innovation, and survival. Collectors and enthusiasts alike have learned that value isn't just dictated by price, it's dictated by history, rarity, and cultural impact. Pistols like the Colt Single Action Army and Walther PPK prove that even small, seemingly simple tools can become legends. The market rewards those who recognize significance before others do, and sometimes a single find at a gun show or pawn shop can turn a quiet afternoon into a historic acquisition. It's a hunt that blends knowledge, luck, and an eye for detail. So, what should you do if you have an old family heirloom gathering dust? Check it, research it, and don't dismiss its potential. Ask questions, seek expert opinions, and never underestimate the power of provenance. The next hidden gem could be in your hands, waiting for the right moment to reveal its story and value. History, after all, isn't just written in books. It's forged in steel, carried through battlefields, and preserved by those who recognize its significance. From rugged battlefield survivors to elegant engineering marvels and iconic pop culture symbols, these 10 pistols prove that a single firearm can carry centuries of stories, craftsmanship, and investment potential. The past is alive, waiting for those who pay attention.